Have you ever visited a city that was completely destroyed and then came back to life even more beautiful than before? Imagine walking through streets that once lay underwater, seeing buildings that rose out of tragedy, and feeling the resilience of an entire community in every step. That's Szeged, Hungary. Today I'm taking you on a 2-hour journey through Szeged, the third largest city in Hungary, often called the City of Sunshine. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and share this video if you love traveling as much as I do. And hey, let me know in the comments what city I should explore next. I always read your ideas, and one of your suggestions might be the star of the next video. Szeged is located in the southern part of Hungary, right along the river Tisza. People have been living here for thousands of years. Archaeologists have found evidence of settlements going back to Roman times. Its position on the river made it a center for trade, fishing, and agriculture. But the moment that really shaped Szeged's identity came in 1879. That year, the Tisza flooded so badly that almost the entire city was destroyed. Out of more than 5,700 houses, only 265 survived. Imagine that. Waking up one morning and realizing your entire city has been wiped away. When Emperor Franz Joseph came to visit, he made a promise to the people. Szeged will be more beautiful than it used to be. And he meant it. Over the next years, Szeged was rebuilt with wide boulevards, airy squares, and elegant buildings. What you see today, the grand architecture, the organized street layout, is a direct result of that rebuilding. This is why Szeged feels different from many other Hungarian towns. While others kept their medieval street patterns, Szeged was redesigned with a more modern European vision. One more fun fact before we start exploring. Szeged is known as the City of Sunshine because it gets the most sunny days in Hungary, about 2,000 hours a year. The light here is different, warmer, brighter. It shapes the mood of the city, and you really feel it as you walk through the streets. Now let's begin our tour in the heart of Szeged, Kárász Street. This pedestrian-only street is the main artery of the city. It stretches from Székely Square to Dogány Square, and walking down it feels like walking into the soul of Szeged. On both sides, you'll find charming cafes, bakeries, clothing shops, and bookstores. The architecture is elegant. Many of the buildings date back to the late 19th and early 20th centuries, so you get that perfect Central European atmosphere. As you walk, you'll notice small details: statues, fountains, and public art pieces. Szeged has a tradition of decorating its streets with sculptures, some serious, some playful. It gives the city a friendly, approachable vibe. Next, one of the most iconic landmarks in Szeged, the Votive Church, also known as the Cathedral of Our Lady of Hungary. This massive twin-spired cathedral dominates the city's skyline. Construction began in 1913, but because of World War I, it wasn't finished until 1930. It was built as a kind of promise. After the 1879 flood, the people of Szeged vowed to build a grand church once the city recovered. And here it is. The cathedral is the fourth largest church in Hungary. Its dome rises 54 meters, and the twin towers soar to 91 meters. Inside, you'll find some of the most stunning artwork: stained glass windows, mosaics, and sculptures. One of the most impressive features is the organ. With almost 10,000 pipes, it's one of the largest organs in all of Europe. When it plays, the sound fills every corner of the church. Deep, powerful, and moving. Step outside, and you're standing in Dom Square, which is exactly the same size as Piazza San Marco in Venice. Think about that. A Hungarian square built to mirror one of the most famous squares in Italy. Today, it's one of the largest squares in Central Europe. Every summer, this square transforms into an open-air theater, hosting concerts, operas, and cultural events. Imagine sitting here on a warm summer evening, the cathedral lit up, music floating through the air. It's unforgettable. Now, let's stop by one of Szeged's cultural treasures, the Móra Ferenc Museum. This museum sits proudly in Roosevelt Square, right next to the river, and even before you go inside, the building itself demands attention. It's a neoclassical masterpiece, opened in 1896, with tall columns and symmetrical design. You immediately feel like you're stepping into a temple of knowledge. The museum was founded in 1883, originally as the Archaeological and Historical Society of Szeged. Over time, it grew and eventually moved into this grand home. In 1950, it was renamed after Ferenc Móra, a beloved Hungarian writer and ethnographer who also served as director of the museum. Móra himself was a fascinating figure. Born into a modest family, he rose to become one of Hungary's best storytellers. He wrote novels that captured everyday Hungarian life, filled with humor, warmth, and sometimes sharp criticism of social issues. People often call him the Mark Twain of Hungary. Inside the museum, you'll find a wide range of collections. Archaeology lovers can explore artifacts from Roman times and even earlier. Tools, jewelry, pottery that show how people lived in this region thousands of years ago. The historical exhibitions tell the story of Szeged and its people, including the catastrophic 1879 flood. You'll see photos, personal items, and documents that bring the tragedy and the rebirth of the city to life. This beautiful building was completed in 1883. Designed by the famous architectural duo Ferdinand Fellner and Hermann Helmer. These two Austrian architects built dozens of theaters across Europe, from Vienna to Odessa, and Szeged's theater is part of that family. Its style is neo-Baroque with eclectic elements, meaning it's grand, ornate, and designed to impress. Standing in front of it, you see the rounded facade, the elegant decorations, and you can imagine the excitement of people arriving here for a performance in the late 19th century. The theater actually came out of the city's resilience after the flood. In 1878, the Szeged Theatrical Association was founded with the dream of building a proper theater. And when the city was rebuilt after 1879, culture was given a central place in the new identity of Szeged. But the theater has a dramatic story of its own. Just 18 months after opening, it was destroyed by a fire in 1885. Can you imagine? After all the effort to build it, it burned down so soon. Yet, like the city itself, the theater rose again. Fellner and Helmer redesigned it, making improvements to reduce fire hazards. They reused some elements but also added changes, including ceiling decorations by the Viennese court painter Hermann Kern. The rebuilt theater reopened in 1886, and it has stood proudly ever since. Today, the National Theatre hosts opera, ballet, plays, and concerts. It's not just a building, it's a cultural heartbeat of the city. This is where the city's local government operates, but it's also a symbol of Szeged's rebirth. The original city hall existed long before, but after the Great Flood, it was expanded and rebuilt. The current building, in neo-Baroque style, was completed in 1883. The first thing you'll notice is its bright yellow facade. It glows beautifully in the sunshine. And remember, Szeged gets more sunshine than anywhere else in Hungary, so this building is almost always bathed in warm light. Look closely, and you'll see the Bridge of Sighs connecting two wings of the City Hall. It was added in 1883, designed by Odin Lechner, one of Hungary's most important architects. Unlike the Venetian Bridge of Sighs, which carried prisoners to their fate, this one is more symbolic. It's for officials walking between offices. The square in front of the City Hall, Székely Square, is one of the largest in Hungary. It's lined with flowers, fountains, and statues, and in the summer, it becomes a green oasis in the middle of the city. Let's stop at one of the most eye-catching buildings in Szeged, the Reök Palace. If you love architecture, this place will blow your mind. It was built in 1907, designed by the young Hungarian architect Ede Magyar, who has often been called the Hungarian Gaudi. And when you look at Reök Palace, you can see why. The building is a masterpiece of Art Nouveau, or as it's known in Hungary, Secession style. Instead of straight lines, you see flowing curves. Instead of plain walls, you see floral decorations, water motifs, and pastel blue and white colors that make the whole facade feel alive. The palace was originally built for a wealthy waterworks director, and water is a recurring theme in its design. The curves and decorations almost feel like waves and lilies. It's as if the building itself is dancing. Sadly, the story of the architect Ede Magyar is tragic. He had only 8 creative years in his career before his life ended at just 35 years old. But in that short time, he left behind incredible works, and Reök Palace is perhaps his most famous. Today, the building is used as a cultural center, the Reök Regional Arts Center. Inside, you'll find art exhibitions, theater performances, and concerts. But honestly, even if you don't step inside, just standing in front of it and admiring the curves and details is worth the trip. The new synagogue, one of Szeged's most breathtaking landmarks. Built in 1902, it was designed by Lippitt Baumhorn, one of Europe's most prolific synagogue architects. Baumhorn designed around 25 synagogues across Hungary and neighboring countries, but many people say Szeged's is his masterpiece. The style is unique, a blend of Art Nouveau and historicism, sometimes called the Magyar style. From the outside, you see the large central dome rising above the city, flanked by decorative towers and intricate details. One of the most moving aspects is the symbolism built into the design. For example, the stained glass windows include motifs of wheat, grapes, and pomegranates, symbols of life, growth, and faith. The whole building feels alive with meaning. At first glance, it looks like a triumphal arch, and in a way, it is. But it's also a memorial. Built in 1936, it was designed by the architect Laszlo Beregi. The purpose was to commemorate the soldiers from Szeged who died in World War I. On the inside of the arch, you'll see a massive fresco painted by Vilmos Abjanovac, one of Hungary's greatest modern painters. His style is bold, expressive, and full of movement. The frescoes here are dramatic, showing scenes of war, suffering, and also hope. What's interesting is that the artwork was controversial at the time. Some people felt the imagery was too raw, too honest, maybe even unpatriotic. But over time, it came to be recognized as one of the most powerful public artworks in Hungary. Walking through the gate, you feel the weight of history. It's not just stone and paint. It's memory, sacrifice, and a reminder of the cost of war. Today, the Heroes' Gate stands not only as a war memorial, but also as a symbol of Szeged's role in Hungary's national story. And that's Szeged, a city that rose from disaster to become one of Hungary's brightest jewels. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video with your friends who love travel. And don't forget, drop a comment with your suggestion for the next city I should explore. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next adventure.